Hi there, this is another quick little news update. There's news about Waltham Abbey itself and the town centre particularly, which will be towards the end of the video. Firstly, I'm going to cover a bit about Qualis, the District Council's new private company. Qualis, if you don't know, is a private company set up by the District Council, which was ostensibly, as far as we were concerned, as far as we were aware, was going to be a property management company. Its remit has widened and it's taken on a lot more responsibilities than we initially thought, to the extent that when Green Party councillor Stephen Neville from Buckhurst Hill asked the Cabinet meeting last Monday if there's anything that Qualis wouldn't take on, we were told no, there isn't. So that means that theoretically all of our public services provided by the District Council could be privatised to Qualis. Now at the moment the only shareholder in Qualis is the District Council, so it's still publicly owned, albeit one step removed. But you as taxpayers have pumped a lot of money into Qualis. Now I'm no expert on Qualis. Green Party councillor Simon Heap, who's also from Buckhurst Hill, he's looked much further into it than I have and is much more knowledgeable. But I personally was particularly dismayed a week or so ago at an Overview and Scrutiny Committee meeting when I asked if Qualis was going to be building social housing. Now, one of the advantages of a district council having its own private company is that it can build its own social housing, which unlike proper council housing isn't subject to right to buy. So they can build it and hang on to it. Now whether right to buy is a good thing or not is a separate issue, but we need council housing in Epping Forest. At the moment, for example, at the end of September there were 1,283 applications for social housing, and that doesn't include 182 waiting for sheltered housing. And of course there's all the Epping Forest district residents who've been here for less than 7 years. A few years ago the District Council fiddled the figures by increasing the eligibility time to get on a waiting list from 5 years to 7 years. Nice way to cut the figures, not a good way to get people who need housing into homes. There you go. Another advantage of council-owned social housing is that any housing benefit that's paid out by the council to households who need it goes back to the council rather than going to private landlords and going to separate social housing companies. That means that money can be reinvested in more social housing and other council services. Now I know it's not as simple as that, and that money that goes to private landlords can get put back into the community and into the district economy, but that's not always the case. So I was pretty taken aback when I asked if Qualis was going to build social housing and was told no, they're not. They're just going to be yet another private property developer just owned by the council. That seems to be missing one of the biggest advantages of doing this in the first place. So yeah, I'll be lobbying, and my fellow Greens will be lobbying for Qualis to start building social housing. We'll keep you up to date with how that goes. And on to Waltham Abbey itself. There's a lot happening in the town centre over the next month or two. The barrier to the market square is going to be replaced, so hopefully we can get the market square back as a place people want to be rather than people just want to park their cars. There's more work going on with replacing and putting in new trees. We're looking at benches, planters, that sort of thing in the market square, maybe along Sun Street. If you've got any questions or suggestions for that, please put them to the Town Council. If you submit them, they'll tell you which is the most appropriate meeting to put them to, and we'll help you with that. Now, news of a couple of council meetings that are coming up. There's a Town Council full council meeting this Wednesday, the 28th. That covers a lot of ground. It mainly hears back reports from other committees. I've put the agenda on the event page on the Waltham Abbey Greens website, along with the supporting documents that are available to the public. Now at the moment the supporting documents are mostly scanned PDFs, so basically they're an image. That was fed from next door, which is no use whatsoever if you use a screen reader. So I've asked for them to be provided in an accessible format. In the meantime I'll find them where I can and put them up separately, again on the Waltham Abbey Greens website. Now you can submit questions to full council. You need to do that by 3 PM on Tuesday at the latest, but the earlier you can get them up the better. Probably it's better to leave most questions until the relevant subcommittee meeting. The Policy and Resources Committee meets on the 4th. That's a good meeting for you to submit questions to. Other subcommittee meetings are coming up later in November, and I'll give you information about them closer to the times. The next main district council meeting is full council on Thursday the 29th. That's a big meeting. Again, it's mostly signing off and discussing reports from other committees, etc., and the cabinet that are submitted, but there's some new information in there as well. You can watch that live streamed on the district council website. And links to that and all the other things I mentioned will be in the post with this video on it on the Waltham Abbey Greens website. Please remember to support your town centre small businesses. Our town centre small businesses are the heart of our local economy. They've supported us throughout the coronavirus crisis, and they're still sitting there going strong. The town centre's got quite a buzz around it at the minute. There's new businesses opening, businesses moving around a little bit. You know, people say our town centre's dying and that we need more bigger shops and stuff. The fact is, if you can get it online, you'll get it online. The things you can't get online are haircuts, your nails done, and eating out. And those are the things that are going to keep our town centres thriving. You know, I've got a great collection of small businesses in the town centre, and it's surrounded by such a wonderful town. You know, you've got the Abbey, you've got the Abbey Gardens, further afield you've got Cornmill. Obviously, social distancing and all that has made things more difficult, but, you know, if you can, get to the town centre, have a wander around, social distance, keep your masks on when you go into shops, and just see what's there. There's lots. It's great. You know, we've got little supermarkets in the market square who had flour and who had rice and who had pasta when the big supermarkets didn't. Got the new Waltham Abbey Burger Bar. Not much there for me because there's only so many halloumi burgers you can eat in your life. But, you know, I'm told, I've heard good things. Free Food for You are still providing support for people who need it for the new premises at 13 Sun Street. As I said earlier, a lot of work is going to be done over the coming months to tidy up the Market Square and Sun Street. In addition to a new barrier to keep cars out of the Market Square, the bollard's going to be painted, a lot of fly posting is going to be taken down. Various bits and bobs are going to be done to tidy it up. It should look good, so come down and take a look. Now, I intend to cut back on my own personal Facebook use a lot. It just gets a bit overwhelming and overbearing. I'll still be posting as Councillor Dave Plummer, but my interaction in community groups, etc. will be cut down quite a lot. I also intend to focus the videos like this one more on YouTube, because it's much more flexible and it's more inclusive to people that don't have Facebook, don't use Facebook, don't want to use Facebook, or just use Facebook for personal stuff, which is a lot of people. So I'll still be posting stuff on Facebook, but not as much, and I won't be interacting as much. If you want to contact me, you can still send messages to my Facebook page and I will pick them up, but it's much better to contact me by email if you can. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found the video useful. If there's anything you'd like to raise or any questions you have, please feel free to get in touch with that email address there. Again, all contact details will be on the Waltham Abbey Greens website. So stay safe, stay well, ta-ra.